Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones technical analysis for today. What can I say? We've had a massive breakout. So that's a pretty solid breakout to the upside on the 8 hour. You can see solid bar up and then sort of forming a bit of a flat top triangle, but we'll look at that on the lower time frame. Now the big question here is that a breakout of the structure? And if I just pull the structure back like that, that's pretty much where it is. You can see what that structure actually is. So it's a pretty decent level. However, there is a bit of a problem here, and the reality about this breakout is when you start breaking out of consolidation patterns, which are sort of kind of a bearish wedge. So it's a bearish wedge sort of setup. Typically, this move is short-lived. It comes back into the wedge and then we continue in that format, or we get a reversal below at the downside. So you've only really got a 25% probability of this thing continuing to the upside from this break at this moment. So you'd want to see some kind of a pullback. For me, it is a decent structure. It is a decent breakout. So 35 to 34, that's a nice breakout of that. I'd like to see a retest of that level. If we can get a retest, that may convince me that this is an area to buy. But at the moment, all this is giving me is an indication that we are sort of faking out or exhaustion bar. So there is some other structure here as well, but it's not as clearly defined as what that other trend line is. So not really going to pay attention to that. So that is the macro view at the moment. You can see oscillators grip the upside, exhaustion bar, solid breakout, new high, nothing really else we can add to that. You can see sideways, then the data came out, boom, and now sideways, and then you have your oscillators grouped to the upside like this. Not an area I want to be buying, so definitely not going to chase that. That looks very much like an exhaustion bar to me at the moment. So I would expect some kind of a reset back down onto structure, and the structure I'm looking for is this area here at 35 to 34. So nothing really can add to this. Very difficult to get into this as well. You can see that was a consolidation on the level, and then we had this massive breakout to the upside. We do have a crossover on the hour, so you're looking for some kind of a reset. But there are gaps as well, so it's just come down to the 15 minute. That is the problem that we do have. So the gaps on the Dow are a little bit smaller than what they were on the sort of the DAX and the S&P 500, but they're still here. So there's a gap right here, and that is at 35,377. There's a gap right over here at where's this close? 35,232. So that's what you need to pay attention to, and there's a couple other smaller ones to the downside. Pullback should be bought. We're in an uptrend, but we are so overbought at the moment. It's just you've got to be very cautious about this. And as I said in my S&P video, I have started unwinding my longer term portfolios, and just sitting on the sides waiting for a half decent reset that I can jump back in on the markets. So that's kind of my view at the moment. You've got to be very careful about what's going on. I don't see opportunities to buy up here. I definitely do see opportunities further down, but the fact that we've broken this wedge pattern to the upside, which that's a bearish wedge pattern, and we've broken it to the upside, is kind of a warning bell for me. And so I would expect us to fall back into the wedge or either break the wedge to the downside in the coming weeks. So that's kind of my view at the moment. Nothing really else I can add to that. You can see it's a weekly sort of bearish flag as well. So I really would expect that resets from a weekly perspective back to the bottom of the range, basically at 33,377. That would be a half decent reset. Anyway, I'm sit on hands at the moment, so nothing I can add. There's no real trades. I'm looking for trades that are going to make us money, not sort of allow us to toss a coin and guess a direction, and that's pretty much what I see at the moment. Okay, so anyway, that's my view at the moment. Waiting for some form of a reset before I do anything. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.